Well, I mean, it's simple. When you have an emergency, do you want to talk to a robot or do you want to talk to a person? The more you care about your people, the more they care about you. I mean, it's common sense, but in today's day and age, common sense isn't too common. We noticed that there was an increase in return on value. There is a direct correlation between what one would consider, real good customer service and really caring. You ever hear the quote that it takes 70+% of all the fuel in a rocket to just get it off 1 inch off the platform? It's almost 100%. It takes everything you got just to get an inch. And even then, that's just the inch. And that inch is the most dangerous. That is the most dangerous inch because you've spent everything you had, your time, your effort, your money, your soul. We were over $200,000 in debt before we ever made our first dollar. I'm a broke multimillionaire. My company is a multi-million-dollar company. I'm broke because that last inch will kill you.
Welcome to the Feria TechCast. We'll bring you all things science, engineering, technology, and innovation. Today we are joined by Andrew Bolton, a Harvard-trained financial strategist turned tech for good entrepreneur. He's the CEO and co-founder of TechRescue, a fast-growing company that provides 24/7 human-powered tech support for seniors, families, and small businesses. No bots, no menus, just real help anytime, anywhere. So, Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Andrew, your background is quite fascinating. From Harvard to Wall Street to founding the tech support company. So, what was the pivotal moment that made you pivot into tech for good entrepreneurship?
Well, what got me into tech was my stay in venture capital. When I was out in California, Palo Alto, I was working for a good VC and got into a little bit of technology, and I liked it. I saw it as the open road to what Wall Street was and trading was back in the early 90s, early 2000s. Wall Street was coming to an end at that point in the late 2012s, 2013s. I could see the writing on the wall. And up in Boston, I had the pleasure of working for a great startup that we got valued over $1 billion. That was a wild experience. And what I realized was you didn't have to focus so much on alpha or return on investment, right? So generating alpha, return on investment, or capital acquisition. And a lot of the model of what Western or Americanized tech companies is generational alpha. We're just trying to make profit as fast as growth, as higher percentage rate return as possible. Yes, that model works, but if we take a look around us right now in the current market state, we see a diminishing return on consumer engagement, meaning that yes, we're generating money, but our customers are hating us. And we're slowly seeing that dip down, right? You call any insurance company, any bank company, and wait 45 minutes to get somebody on the phone. If you have to go through robots, you have to go through a maze. The time wasted with lack of human connection is a diminishing return on investment long term. And that we saw that early on. Um, Within our first months of inception, really, we saw that diminishing return. So when we not only try to help people, not only for the sake of doing good, really and truly, for the sake of doing good and karma's sake, we noticed that there was an increase in return on value. There was a return on investment. The amount of time that we spent and the faster we got to people, the more the ROI we had. So there is a direct correlation between what one would consider, real good customer service and really caring. Yes, we do. But on a practical quantitative basis, there's greater return on investment. The more you care about your people, the more they care about you. I mean, it's common sense, but in today's day and age, common sense isn't too common.
Tell us about the problem that you are solving with TechRescue. What does human-powered tech support really mean, and why is it so important that there are no bots, no menus?
Well, I mean, it's simple. When you have an emergency, do you want to talk to a robot or do you want to talk to a person?
Of course, human.
Okay, then there you go. Right then and there, that answers your question. What would you rather do? You rather talk to a robot or you rather talk to a human?
Yeah, I think everybody would want to talk to a human in cases of emergency. I mean, in general cases where you have a problem and you need somebody to listen to you to help you solve the problem, everyone, in my opinion, would prefer to talk to a human.
Okay. So you'd rather talk to a human. Would you rather read a menu that they send you or watch a YouTube video that somebody might, have on their website, or would you rather talk to a human?
Well, I think talking to a human is still like the first step I would like to take in a case like that.
Okay. So you just gave me two examples that you'd rather talk to a human, right? So you, the customer, would rather talk to a human, right? You said it twice. You'd rather talk to a human. Oh, with that simple concept, that simple idea, I'd rather talk to a human, then why is it that we have companies that refuse to talk to each other? Why are we not talking to each other? And the answer is simple. It's liability reasons. It's legal reasons. So if you don't have to talk to somebody, you don't have the issue of first liabilities, right? So you get somebody on the phone, they may say something wrong, they may, there could be a whole trickle down effect that might be a causality of an action. So the easiest way to do that is to remove the opportunity for a legal reason to happen, which is removing contact information. Companies don't want the legal repercussions. Companies are rather protecting themselves and rather helping you. So if we take that mentality across the total Fortune 500, Fortune 1000, across the Dow Jones and the S&P companies, well, we have a very large market segment that doesn't really care about its consumer. It'd rather protect itself than care about you. So if we do that for X amount of years, for however long we've been doing this, I would say probably about the past 5 years, we've seen this taking shape. Yeah, humans, like we, a society, we, the market, we, the consumer, we are completely disillusioned and disenfranchised to all these companies because they don't care about us. So when we made our company, that instantly was a gravitational pull. People want to talk to each other. It's simple.
Well, that's interesting. So, Andrew, you've mentioned that tech anxiety is a growing issue. So, from your frontline view, what's the most common source of fear or frustration that seniors often face with technology today?
Oh, the easiest one right off the bat is settings and things like that. Companies like Facebook have already changed their setting pages on purpose. So one of the things that people don't realize is every company is using your data, right? So when you sign an agreement and you use their platform, whether it's Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it, you're on their system. They're taking your information. Now, what you can do is go to your settings and deselect tracking. You can deselect all of these things, your age, and they can't track any of that, which they're building a buyer profile around you, right? So, that joke that they're always listening? Yeah, they're always listening and watching. That camera never goes off. Why do you think you can buy or put a sticky note over your camera or, turn off your microphone? The easiest thing to do on a side note is if you're afraid of these things listening to you, unplug them and turn them completely off and you stand a better chance. Now, with the human aspect of it is people just want to be able to just go and browse like in the mall, not be disturbed. And what we get is a lot of questions on how to turn off settings, how to get to somewhere, and it's not their fault. Technology has advanced far beyond faster than they can keep up with. And it's estimated that for every year that passes, we've increased technology speed by about 5 years. We have facial recognition technology. We have thumbprint scanning technology. We have heat index recognition. We have all these things within consumer products that 10 years ago was in somebody's imagination. We went to the moon in 1969 from a computer that was the size of one floor, 2 stories, and a solid building. That was a computer. Now your cell phone is 10 times more powerful than the computers that sent Neil Armstrong to the moon. That's all within a lifetime. So yeah, seniors and business owners are a little confused because settings and everything keeps adapting faster than they can keep up.
Wow, that's amazing. So, beyond seniors, your service also helps small businesses. So, what's the most common productivity, or what are some of the common productivity killing tech issue that small business owners often struggle with?
Oh, the easiest one is credit card systems. Credit card systems working with either a tablet or their phone or a plug-in connection to a computer. These are the typical kind of things because small businesses like bodegas, delis, restaurants, pizzerias, laundromats, deli carts, coffee carts, it's one person doing everything. It's two people doing everything. One's taking orders, one's writing things down, one's cooking, cleaning, serving, all of these things simultaneously. Who's got time to handle the crashed computer? You're on a sidecar deli in New York City. You have a cash box for cash, and you got a credit card system attached to your phone. Your credit card system goes down. That's half of your income already gone just instantaneously. But you still have a line of people that you got to serve hot dogs to.
Hmm.
You don't have time to do this. You got to keep it going. So TechRescue is there. You call us up, we can connect to you via data and help you out. Now, the best part is you don't have to do a single thing. We take over all devices through a secure link, and once we're done, the link is destroyed, and we can't gain access to you once it's destroyed. So after that, you're completely non-tethered to us whatsoever. But that's what we do. We take over the system, and then we fix the problem, and then we leave.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. So, Andrew, cybersecurity is a huge concern. So, tell us, what's the most surprising or clever scam targeting seniors that your team has recently encountered?
So AI has gotten really good. AI has gotten really good, and this is our fault. I'm guilty of it too. Everything that you have on the internet that's public is public to anyone, right? So if you're in the car, TikTok recording yourself singing, if you're one of these people that does Instagram posts and Facebook posts with you in the car, you in the bathroom talking to yourself in front of your quote unquote fans, all that public data, all that public voice recognition system, that's public. And the more you put out, the more the computer can learn. Remember, speech pathology is nothing more than the vibration combinations in the air which give you your voice. If I tighten my throat, I have a different voice. If I lower my throat, I have a different voice. These are all tones and voice pitches, right? We all have a natural tone and pitch voice. The more you put out on the internet, like me doing podcasts and being on TV, somebody can recreate that and then create a script that AI can read, and you can make a phone call and you can scam somebody.
Wow, that's another interesting one there. How has your service been able to help the elderly ones and seniors? How has it been able to help them with this particular challenge that AI now poses to their security and online activities?
Well, first off, first thing that you should do is always have a very strong password. That's the first thing. Second, um, regularly check your security. You can go into your right click settings, security checkup, and do a system check. That's number two. You can do through Google. Number three, when dealing with emails or text messages, if it feels weird, sounds weird, or looks weird, it probably is, and just delete it. Don't even click on it, just delete it, ignore it. Don't open it up. If it doesn't make sense, don't open it up. For the phone call pranks and the phone call scams, your family should have a secret password. If something doesn't feel right over the phone and you're concerned of whether or not this person is who they say they are, you could ask, what'd you have for lunch today? And if the answer isn't, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or the secret code word, well, then that's not the person. Every family should have a code sentence or a code word. That way you know exactly who they are.
Well, that's amazing. Sounds like quite a really nice way to stay safe online. So tell us, Andrew, running a 24/7 support operation can pose quite a massive logistical challenge. So what has been the biggest hurdle in building and scaling this kind of on-demand service?
Quality of service. You have two choices. You can grow fast, or you can grow with quality, and we're choosing quality. Um, if we wanted to, we have the ability we could be completely global within a week with the partnerships that we have been building, but Would it be of the quality that our customers here in the States are getting? I don't know. It takes a certain person to work at our call center. It takes a certain type of character. It takes a certain type of skill set. It takes a certain type of quality and traits that a person has to work with us. These are not easy calls. They can be if you have the skill set to take a bad situation and make it good. I would say working for us will probably make you one of the best salesmen any company would ever have, because you can take a very bad situation starting right off the gate. So every call that comes into us is a hot call, what we call hot calls. So angry, disgruntled, confused, agitated, annoyed, you're getting them right off the bat. That's what's coming in. And if you can take that and you can pivot it, you can be the best salesman that any company ever had, because you can take a bad situation and make it good every time. That's what we do. We take bad situations and make them good. We make people's day a little bit better.
So you talked about how quality is actually what distinguishes you and how you can scale to a global business in a couple of weeks if you wanted to. So tell us, what's the difference between yours and a business similar to yours that is not actually prioritizing quality?
You were breaking up there. What was the question?
So you talk about how your business prioritizes quality. So like let's say I have another service business like yours, focused on tech and assistance to seniors and small businesses. If I am to prioritize my own business on just scaling and not on quality, what do you think it will look like, and how would it be different from yours right now?
You could go the Geek Squad method. You could go you can go B2B. You can go high scale. It just depends. What is it that where is it that you're looking? Where is it that you're looking to go? There are many different ways on a global market. There are many different ways, but also the market dictates where you can go. What distinguishes us? Quality, scalability, and our price. Now, could you compete with us? Maybe. Could you beat my price? Maybe. Could you beat my time? Could you beat my scale? Could you beat my reach? Maybe. You want to step into this arena, in any arena, really, in any market, whether it's service as a technology or whether it's a bakery. Did you study your opponents well enough to understand where their weak points are? What makes us good is because I studied every one of my opponents. I studied every last one of my competitors from top to bottom, inside and out. I know exactly who their CEOs are, their board of directors are, and I know what every last one of them had for breakfast because I'm watching them. I'm watching every 7 of my competitors all day, every day. I'm watching what they do. Because if I'm going to be competitive in the market, I have to do what they do, but better or meaner or cheaper or faster or do something completely different. You only have those options in the marketplace. Understand this. This is business 101, whether it's technology, whether it's cookies, whether it's construction, or whether that's being private protection, which is very, very big in Africa. Either you can do it better, you can do it faster, or you can do it cheaper. Do all three, now
Well,
you're the big shark.
yeah, that explains it. That's quite fantastic. So, tell us, Andrew, for the entrepreneurs listening, so what has been your most effective strategy for acquiring customers and building trust in a very personal service like this?
Consistency. Business isn't always just about getting there, it's about staying there. Staying power, that's the other aspect too. You could try to answer this, ties into your previous question as well, is you can try to beat me. Can you outlast me? Because you'll go through down periods. Every business does. Can you outlast me? How much capital do you have ready to go to support you, your life, and everything around you on top of that? So, and to answer your current question about how can somebody generate business is what is it that people are complaining about? What is it that they're not doing? What is the word advertising? Advert, to skew somebody's attention, their interest. How can you compel somebody to buy your product or subscribe to your service? What is the message that is resonating with them? What emotion are you stirring up in them? All right. If you can't do that, you're not going to get a sale. You're not going to get somebody to subscribe because they don't have that emotional bond to your product or service. If you're not cultivating that, then you're not going to get a subscriber. You're just another thing. You're another thing out there.
Mm, that's fantastic. So, how does your Harvard and Wall Street background influence how you run and scale a mission-driven company like TechRescue today?
Because I use data. I don't have any prejudged notions of anything. The business started off as a business hypothesis, right? That's how anything really starts, right? You have a question. It's a hypothesis, can or can it? And then from there, you go and you build it to see. Business is nothing more than an experiment in live motion. It's a business experiment. Is what I do or is what I have valuable enough to the market? Yes or no? And if you survive and you're thriving, well, clearly you answered your question. What you do or what you have is valuable to the current market. My Wall Street background allows me to look at things statistically, analytically, and make decisions off of that. I do not put emotional feeling into it. Yes. Do I have a personal sentiment towards things? Yes. Do I have personal emotional attachment to things? Absolutely. This is my company. This is what I built with my mother, and we emotionally have a connection to it. But in regards to decision making and business standpoint, no. My Wall Street background allows me to be very, very analytical with it and make decisions based off of data, not emotion. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that's one of the biggest mistakes business owners do is they get emotional to their business.
Hmm. So, can you share uh, a story of a tech rescue call that had a particularly meaningful impact on a customer's life?
Yeah, we had a customer call in about how to sign up for Xbox Live. Senior citizens, 70 plus years old, Wichita, Kansas, was trying to subscribe to Xbox One to play baseball with his grandson that lived in California. And that's when we started looking into some of the calls that we were receiving, and we realized a couple of months ago that more and more senior citizens, particularly males in this aspect, were engaging in video games and playing with their grandchildren. Call of Duty, MLB, NBA, the draft, NFL, sports games, combat games, two-player action, or anything that had a online platform they could play with. Grand Theft Auto wasn't as big, but a lot of the sports games, in terms of the online play and online collaboration play, that was really big, and that's been one of our, I'd say, within our top 5 calls that we get now is based off of video games. And with that information, we had to completely change our business model into not the whole entire thing, but we had to make adjustments because this is what the market was asking of us. We never originally thought about that. I never put plans into motion about, video games and online dating. Never even thought about it until the market gave it to me. And I went, okay, we have it. We have this new information. This is what the market itself is asking. Okay, let's support it. Because if I don't, somebody else will.
Hmm. That makes a lot of sense. So, looking at the future, Andrew, where do you see the biggest gap in helping people adapt to and feel safe with new and emerging technology?
I think we're going to have problems in the near future where we've put too much technology, and there are going to be services to remove technology. Everything is cyclical. Everything goes in cycles. We've become obsessed with technology. We made everything smart. We made everything Bluetooth. We connected everything to everything to everything. And when we get tired of that and frustrated with that and disillusioned with that, eventually we're going to start paying to be removed, right? So if we look at some of these brochures from corporate retreats, right? These $10,000, $15,000 crazy amount of numbers for executives to go away to the woods, to the desert, to the mountains, to the ocean. And what do they say? Remove yourself from distraction. What does that mean? No computer, no tablet, no cell phone. That's all it means. You're going to go somewhere very peaceful with no internet, no Wi-Fi, no data, and you're going to get back to yourself. This is what they promote in these retreats and these whatevers. We've become so technology focused that eventually we're going to be paying to be away from technology when all you really have to do is just unplug everything and go outside for a walk. It's all cyclical. We the biggest and most expensive homes in California and the upper nuances of the United States are being built with smart floors, smart housing. Your house lights turn on as soon as the sun goes down. Your driveway heats up as soon as it gets cold. Your bathroom lights up before you even wake up. Your floor is heated so your feet never get cold. We are turning our houses into computers. We're living in computer boxes now. And eventually it'll get to the point where we're so tired of that we'll pay double the price to live in a cabin in the woods.
Wow, that's an interesting one. It makes a lot of sense. This digital detox people do nowadays, you pay to be away from technology when it's like available at your disposal to drop it anytime, any day. Just turn it off and you are away from it. So, Andrew, tell us if you could give one piece of advice to a new entrepreneur looking to build a tech for good company, what would it be?
Two pieces of advice. One, make sure you want to do it more than you want to breathe. I've lost building this company. I've lost everything building this company. I've lost friendships. I've lost relationships. I've lost family. I've lost more money than I ever knew I had. Um, Stress, sleep. You're going to lose in order to pursue something. It doesn't have to be technology. It can be any business. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to earn it. There's no getting around it. And yes, there are the very, 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 very select few that make it the moment they walk onto the stage. Those are so far rare and in between, don't even look at them. If you want to build something for yourself, it's going to cost you everything and then some. That's number one. Number two is you have no idea how much money you're going to be putting into this thing. We were over $200,000 in debt before we ever made our first dollar. We were 200,000 US in debt before we ever made our first dollar. You have no idea what's in store for you. You have no idea whether the market's going to like you. You have no idea how fast you're going to take off, if you take off. We got it wrong all the way. We got everything wrong all the way until it finally started clicking. And then one led to another, led to another, led to another, led to another, led to another. And then we finally got this thing tuned. You can't adjust when you have no motion because all you're doing is just nothing because you're not moving. It's when you start moving, that's when adjustments really take their shape because you can see it in real time. And in order to get to that first line of motion, you can't imagine the price you're going to pay. You can't imagine it. You ever hear the quote that it takes 70+% of all the fuel in a rocket to just get it off 1 inch off the platform?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
It's quite an
It's
interesting one.
almost 100% in business. It's almost 100%. It takes everything you got just to get an inch. And even then, that's just the inch. That's just
Hmm.
the inch. And that inch is the most dangerous. That is the most dangerous inch because you've spent everything you had, your time, your effort, your money, your soul. And if it slips, that's it. You got no more money. You got no more left to give it. And you just missed it. Now what? That's 90% of all businesses. You know when they say 90% of all businesses fail? It's the 1 inch. It's the 1 inch that kills everybody because you have just a little bit of hope because you see it and then done. You ran out of money. Marketing is one of the most expensive pieces of that you'll ever spend on. PR is the most expensive that you will spend more money to make money than you do running anything. My operations of the business is only 12% of my expenses. The other 88% of it is all outside. Marketing, PR, sales.
Interesting. Hmm.
I'm a broke multimillionaire. My company is a multi-million-dollar company. I'm broke
Oh, wow.
because all of my money goes to the business. Every last dollar goes to the business. Every last dollar.
Well, that's
Because you have to keep it going because that last inch will kill you. And once you get past it, you don't ever, ever take your foot off the gas. You don't ever take your foot off the gas.
A really great piece of advice. So finally, Andrew, tell us, what does innovation mean to you, and how does it relate to your field in the context of making technology more human and accessible?
Well, we can't do that. Only your audience can. The inventors, the people that are going to make the new programs, the new devices, the new whatever they are. We are just reactive to what comes out. And it's up to those who are going to be making the things that we use to make them. Are you doing it for money, or are you doing it for the betterment of the world? I mean, that's the only two questions that matter. If you're going to build something or make something, the only question that is relevant in that aspect in this question is, are you doing it for the money, or are you doing it to make the world a better place? That's it. Because if you're doing it to make the world a better place, believe it or not, you're still going to make money. It's going to take you longer because you're trying to do good, and good never comes easy. But you'll make money. You will never go broke trying to do good. You'll never go broke. You'll never be rich. But then that's also a question of, what do you define as rich? Because there's rich in life and there's rich in money. And I can honestly tell you, I've been rich twice. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Money buys you options, but money doesn't buy you happiness. I could be miserable. I could be miserable on a jet ski in Fiji on a beach and still be miserable. I'm in a beautiful place. I've got beautiful surroundings. I've got fun. I've got money. I've got anything I want. Why do I not feel good? You're rich in other things, but you're not rich in life. So, to answer that question, we're only reactive to what comes out. And what matters is what comes out. And the question is, for those who are putting things out there into the world, are you doing it just for money, or are you doing it for the betterment of the world? And if you're doing it for the betterment of the world, that's self-explanatory.
All right. So to wrap things up, tell us, where can our listeners, maybe contact you or go learn more about your work with Tech Rescue?
Sure. Yeah. You can visit us at www.techrescue.io, or give us a call. Your first call is free. 855-250-8586. That's 855-250-8586. Your first call is free. Whatever you need done, it's on the house. And then it's
Wonderful.
$34.99 a month. Yep. We have two plans. We have monthly and an annual. We have $34.99 a month or $380 for the year. And you can call as much as you want. Call as little or as much as you want. For your monthly subscription, I promise you'll be calling us back. Your first call is free. I promise you'll call us back, because once you experience what it's like to have somebody help you, and you don't have to go through the maze, and you don't have to listen to bots, and you don't have to listen to nonsense and go to YouTube and try. No, give us a call. And once you experience somebody helping you, you'll never go back to anything else ever again. I promise. That's how confident I am. The first call is free, and you'll come back. I promise you.
All right. Andrew, it's been a really wonderful conversation with you, and I'm excited to have you on the show today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.